Hello.
Hey everybody, and welcome to From Porch Comedy. I'm your host, Scott Castellanos. Hope you guys are all having a wonderful day today on Tuesday, whatever this is, April 21st or whatever. So, get a little housekeeping out of the way. Remember, keep creating that content, keep posting, keep doing all that stuff, sharing. I think it's important that we keep our creative brains working, especially while we can't get out there and put it out onto the stage. There's always ways for us to get it out there. It's working for me. It's helping keep me a little bit sane through all of this. So I appreciate everyone. Remember, use the hashtag #Can'tStopComedy if you remember to do so. Otherwise, use whatever you'd like. Just want everyone to keep doing it. So yeah, a little bit of housekeeping here. I noticed that when I just started doing this whole process here, I didn't really know how long we were going to be doing this. So I gave some shout outs in the beginning when I started this program, this little post. I clumped a bunch of people in together. I was kind of doing it by mics and stuff like that. So I figured, you know what? Some of those people, I want to give them their own little shout out for today. So when we get to the shout outs, I'll get to that. So that's some of the things you might be seeing a little bit different this go around. Also, I'm going to try my hand at a story. I'm not the best at stories. I've done a couple of them here. But there's some things I've been trying to work on. Can't work on my crowd work. Can't work on necessarily being organic with what's happening in the room because there's nothing happening in the room right now. So what I am doing is I'm going to try my hand at some stories. So I hope you guys like that for tonight, guys. So stay tuned for some more Front Porch Comedy. Hey everybody, it's shout out time. All right, so I'm gonna give my shout outs tonight. My first is for my small business shout out, and then it's gonna go to one of my favorite places. You've heard me talk about it here on Front Porch Comedy, and it's right down the street from my house, and it's called Nonna Silvia's. Nonna Silvia's is an Italian place that has the best pizza around Park Ridge, I believe. And then great Italian food that we're always going to get. I can tell you, before all this quarantine stuff happened, it was perfect because it's really close to my house. I could walk there, have a little brewski while I was waiting for my za, right? And then the quarantine hit. Beauty is for me, I can still walk right down the street. Can't stay there and have the beer, but guess what, guys? They got wine to go, so bring that stuff home. Nonna Silvia's, guys. Check them out. Super highly recommended by me. And my comedian shout out is, again, because I had to clump all those comedians in the beginning because I didn't know how long we were going to be here. My comedy shout out goes to Michael Burd. He runs the Emerald Smiles open mic on Tuesdays in Edison Park on the northwest side of Chicago. And he also is the producer of the show, the Emerald Smiles Showcase, which I got to perform on right before all this stuff started in early March. So thanks to Michael. Check him out. He's a hilarious guy. If you see him on social media, check him out. His stories are funny and all that. Check him on out, guys. All right, guys, it's time for the jokes. I'm going to try to get right into this one. This is a story I've been working on. Not very comfortable with doing stories, but during an open mic, this is when we would try out new things as a comedian. So since this is my open mic, I'm trying it out on you guys. So to give you a little baseline, I'm a little, I'm not a religious person, not religious. But I did grow up Catholic, so I have that nice layer of guilt just built right into my DNA. So yeah. Socially awkward, definitely a nervous, anxious guy, especially when it comes to conflict, anything where I have to show my emotions, just anything uncomfortable, I don't have a good time with. I mean, it's one of those things that's so bad where, like, if we have to return a board game at Target or something, my wife has to handle it. They mess up our order at the drive-thru, my wife is getting that issue resolved for us. I'm one of those guys that if I order a cheeseburger and they give me, I don't know, chicken nuggets, I'll be eating chicken nuggets because that's just the way it's going to go down. So let me get to it. So let me set the story. This story takes place at a church on a Wednesday night. So I'm not even getting credit for this. It's Wednesday. With the whole family. Oh, wait, did I mention I have a Mexican mother-in-law? And she's the reason why we're here? That's right. The whole family. We're talking mother-in-law, father-in-law, brothers, sisters, nieces, nephews, aunts, uncles, and yes, all 5 of the kids that we have. The oldest being about 10, maybe 9, youngest being about 1. So, fun little situation here. But you may be asking yourself, Scott, why Wednesday? Why in the evening? Well, let me tell you, this is a special mass with a special priest a healing priest. So this is a healing mass. That's right, a healing mass. This priest has traveled. We've been told he's traveled to bring his healing powers to this parish. Lucky us, right? Lucky us. So, here we go. So since it's a special mass, we have to get there early, and we have to get the front row. Yes, the front row on a Wednesday evening with 5 kids. And again, since it's a special mass, it's got to be a little longer. 2 homilies, 2 collections, extra boring, extra long, Wednesday evening, 5 kids in the front row. Yes, so this is how this whole thing is going down. So the kids are, getting crazier and crazier by the minute. My headache is ramping up. It's just getting to the point where we've reprimanded, we've threatened, we've ignored, we've, bribed. We've done everything to keep the kids in order. And it just, it's not working. It's a Wednesday evening after they've been at school all day, and it's in a boring mass. So there we are. Getting through this mass, finally, the mass is over. You can feel just a sigh of relief from everybody in the first row, at least. You could tell we're just ready to go. Then all of a sudden we realize this is not over, just the masses. Now it's healing time, healing time. So we tense right back up. I swear you could see our hair getting grayer by the second. And so now the priest starts getting into this. He's telling us, there's a little bit of history of how this happened, how his healing powers have worked. And he lets us know something that really stood out to me. And what that is that he tells us, hey, these healing powers work, but sometimes they take a little longer than you think. So you have to be patient. They could take years. They could take decades. Decades. Okay. So he's hedging his bets, managing our expectations. I don't know, guys. This would be like if I took my wife out for a fancy dinner but said, hey, we're using a coupon tonight. You can only order from this portion of the menu. No market price for you. It's Groupon, baby. Yeah. So, it wasn't going over too well with me. So now we're getting to the part where he's going to give us our instructions. And you can see the whole place is ramping up. They're excited. My mother-in-law starts boxing out all their old people. Like she's boxing them out like she's a power forward trying to get that triple-double. And as these instructions come, we're hearing what we have to do to receive these healing powers. She's in line. She can't get to talk to her husband. He's over there. She's over here in line, throwing elbows with the other ladies that need to be healed. So she tells me, Scott, I need you to tell your father-in-law to open his heart and let Jesus Christ in. Otherwise, this is all for nothing. And I'm like, oh my God, now I'm socially awkward. This is so difficult for me. So I just kind of shrug it off. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, open your heart. You gotta make sure you open your heart. Now, my father-in-law's hard of hearing. So he responds with, what? And I'm like, open your heart. You gotta open your heart for it to work. What? Now my mother-in-law is going, did you tell him to open his heart? He has to let Jesus in. Open his heart and let Jesus in. And I'm getting louder. Open your heart, let Jesus in. What? Open your heart and let Jesus in. What? Open your heart. Did you tell him to open his heart? Yes, open your heart. Now I'm starting to sound like the priest from The Exorcist. Instead of saying the power of Christ compels you, here I am screaming, open your heart and let Jesus in. Open your heart and let Jesus in. Meanwhile, my brother-in-law takes the kids to the merch table. Did I mention there was a merch table? Yes, this is a credible priest. So, of course, there is a merch table where she sells things like CDs, t-shirts, DVDs, chocolate bars, and, you guessed it, since he's Italian, spaghetti sauce. So anyways, there I am, doing my best Exorcist impression. I'm waiting for my head to spin around. I'm still screaming, open your heart, let Jesus in. Open your heart. Open your heart. Now these people are starting to look at me like I'm some sort of fanatic. They're like, calm down, buddy. Calm down. This guy's really into it. So I'm out of there. My son asked me, can I buy a chocolate bar? So finally, after this is all said and done, there we are back home, eating our chocolate bars and our pasta dinner. And I realized at that point, my headache was gone. apparently this worked. So thank you, Father Healer. And gracias to my mother-in-law. Apparently this stuff works. Thanks, everybody. You have a wonderful evening. Remember, like, follow, subscribe, share, do all those things. I'm having a good time with this. Hope you guys are enjoying too. Thank you very much.